right. Climate czar John Kerry reportedly set to leave the Biden administration after 3 years to take on a role in the Biden campaign for 2024. But some are now questioning the timing of this move, as President Biden may want to keep his unpopular green energy agenda out of the mind of some voters right now. Let's bring in our econ panel, Dan Greenhaus, strategist at Solus Alternative Asset Management, and Steve Moore is here, chief economist at FreedomWorks. Great to see you both on this Iowa Monday. Steve, I mean, the timing is pretty interesting. If the president thought this was unpopular and didn't want to highlight this to voters in his re-election, in his next bid for the White House, perhaps he doesn't want to highlight this, the cost of Kerry's staff, as we have been reporting to taxpayers. $4.3 million in salaries each year, it has been revealed, according to the Boston Herald. The highest on the salary list, almost $200,000 a year. The median salary, $170,000 per year. I can't imagine taxpayers who are already inundated with a lot higher inflation and a lot higher taxes are going to want to hear that.
Yeah, I think there are two factors here, Sandra. One is the fact that despite everything that John Kerry has tried to do as climate change czar in this administration, none of it has worked. So this last year, 2023, which just ended, the world used more fossil fuels than ever before. You saw in 2023 a crash in the market for green energy. The green energy stocks were about the poorest performing of any sector of the economy. So if there's a green energy transition going on, where is it? But then the other factor here is what you were just mentioning earlier, which is that John Kerry has promoted so many unpopular policies, like taking away people's gas cars, their gas stoves, their lawnmowers, their leaf blowers, the things in their kitchens and their house, the light bulbs. All of these things, Americans say, wait a minute, that's not the government's responsibility to tell me what kind of stove I have in my kitchen.
Yeah, you can say that again. Also, the government getting into the business of picking winners and losers. A lot of American voters are not too pleased to see that happening either. Perhaps also this headline would make sense as well for the timing of all this. The White House is refusing to say how much this potential billion-dollar climate program could be costing taxpayers. They've been asked about it, Dan, and they won't reveal the exact cost of all of it. That's telling.
Listen, the general idea for all these proposals is more. You think they're going to cost $1 billion, they cost $2 billion. You think they're going to cost $10 billion, they cost.
Or they don't say it all.
Or they don't say it all in some cases.
You'll find out later.
Listen, I think on balance, when you look at surveys, Americans are generally in favor of the concept of an energy transition, but they are not in favor of it at the speed that the government wants, or the speed that the government is implementing, and that ultimately is.
Or at their cost.
Certainly not at the cost, and it's. I mean, this is the issue with polling in general. How do you phrase the question? Everybody wants a green future. Nobody wants to pay for it, and you see this most acutely in the demand for electric vehicles, which started off quite strong, but has waned as of late for a number of reasons. And I think this whole process, while not completely unpopular, is certainly going to take several more decades than people thought.
Interesting, Steve. Also, the proposed Biden administration emissions fines. We are highlighting these as well. You can put them up on the screen. These are the proposed fines for oil and gas companies in this country for every ton of methane emissions that exceed federal limits. You've got 900 per ton 2024, 1,200. The number goes up to 2026. Steve, the last thing you want to appear when you're have your re-election, you're running for the White House again, is that you're creating a business-unfriendly environment. And that could look like that.
Right. That's right. By the way, just one quick thing on how much people are willing to pay. We at the Committee to Unleash Prosperity just did a poll on this, and we found that the median amount, are you ready for this, Sandra? The median answer for how much people are willing to pay each year to stop climate change, $10. So, that's like a McDonald's Big Mac meal. And so there's just not a lot of appetite for spending a lot of money on this stuff. The other thing that's so interesting, though, is you know, they've got the Biden administration is doing everything they can to try to hold down the oil and gas industry. And yet, what have you seen this year? You've seen blockbuster deals where these companies are spending billions of dollars to buy up the oil fields in the Permian Basin. You're seeing the oil and gas companies have done very well, and our production is rising again. So none of these policies, Sandra, are working in the way that John Kerry wants to. And meanwhile, of course, you know, the one country that is not in at all on climate change is China. And John Kerry keeps saying, "Oh, we got to deal with China." No, he doesn't.
So it's an interesting pitch too in the middle of a Arctic blast.
I think Steve's point on China is exactly right. You can do everything that you want as the United States to try to curb emissions, but if you don't have China participating, if you don't have China participating, then none of this is really going to matter.
Right. All really interesting stuff. We'll see where it goes. And by the way, we'll also see where the economy falls tonight in Iowa as we look at Fox News voter analysis and how big of a priority this is to voters on the ground there. Thanks to both of you. Dan, Steve.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.